All right, and here we go. Pekka banned away from GameWith. Elixir Collector from Bren Esports. See what the plan's going to be. Capped out on that Elixir at the moment. These guys just going to be waiting again, having a bit of a standoff like we just saw in that third round between Yujiro and Manong. Just waiting to see who's going to make the first move.
It seems like Trainer Ken has Lava Hound. Okay, a very similar deck we saw from Manong GP. Or even in their 2v2 decks as well. Lots of flying units. Lava Hound, Tombstone, I believe a Poison as well.
Poison was in there, and a Mega Minion. Right now going to be the hand for Ken. Didn't quite get a good view for Amaterasu, however.
So she would like the game to count down to a minute, where you will have the double elixir time, just push one, and be finished.
Has that happened? Has two people just sat there until a minute?
Yes.
Oh, that's great.
Many times. Oh, an Amaterasu.
Okay.
He brought his golem one, very likely.
Oh.
There's that early poison.
Yep, just dropping it in, clearing out the bats, so that they can just make very quick work of that Dark Witch. Will be going down.
And a Lava Hound on the left. Okay, they want to race for this one. Still, you do have a minute and 30, so maybe you might be just throwing this one out and then going for the second one when you have the best cycle.
Amaterasu is currently holding an Inferno. And he's going to play that forward here onto the left-hand side. Catches the Lava Hound before the Skeleton gets close enough. Skeleton's still going to get a couple hits in on the tower, but now will get cleared out as they go ahead and clear up those Fire Bats. Ball pushing forward onto the top right.
And with the Fireball knocking out, just buys enough time for the Golem to reach the tower. Do some damage, explosion damage, and the Golemites as well.
I mean, this is going to be a fantastic trade up here. Amaterasu getting a ton of damage onto that top right side.
We're about the same elixir.
Yeah. Very far forward play here onto the Golem. Lava Hound comes up onto the left-hand side here.
We'll have everything being dropped onto the right side. There's Inferno locking down the Lava Hound already. Golem not as powerful as the last one, as it will actually explode before it gets to the tower. The Baby Dragon still stands.
Yep. Getting some damage in onto that Valkyrie. Golemite's going to get cleared up here. Inferno coming down.
There's a balloon. Trainer Ken, he wants to go straight with the Lava Puff, taking the damage. Good knock from the Fireball. Is that enough to take it out?
Puts it over to the side. The bat's going to be coming through. And the Tornado draws it back right as that balloon is going to go down. Bomb still going to be clearing away that Dark Witch here. The bat's coming through. Will get rid of that Inferno. So still a prime position here for Amaterasu. If he can stabilize, he has the advantage as far as the health is concerned on the towers, but only by about 500.
If that Mega Minion actually buys some time. Inferno Dragon locking on. Here's the balloon now.
Yeah, another one coming through as the Baby Dragon goes in. It's coming through. Hound getting burned away. And by that Inferno, Fireball comes through. Balloon, not going to get the hit. They draw it away again with that Tornado. Fantastic placement here.
He'll take the bomb damage, but that was a great defense.
They got the chase onto the Valkyrie here from that Baby Dragon. So it's going to get taken down by the Princess Towers as it gets a nice little push in.
Amaterasu doesn't really have to worry about that Valkyrie. Another balloon push. I believe Amaterasu is holding in that Tornado, and that's why he's actually...
Likely. Fire Bats are getting a lot of hits in. Tornado's going to come down. It doesn't catch all of them. They're still getting those hits down.
And
now
the poison dropped in. Golem. This is the race!
That's just going to be it. Manages to get it. A fantastic win coming through for Trainer Ken. Finally puts one on the board.
Yujiro, he thought he might have just enough damage because Golem was on that tower, locked down. Did some damage. That was a close game. I think the one you pointed out where Tornado didn't grab all the pups, that was just not a mistake, but just enough to actually take the game loss there because the pups actually did somewhat of a damage. Maybe that was just enough time for him to actually have a lethal damage on the tower.
I'm not gonna lie, is that the technical term, the pups?
Lava pups.
Okay.
Flash of Plan?
I'll stop calling them bats.
Fire bats.
They kind of look like bats. I'm thinking of like the fire keys from Legend of Zelda. Like, they remind me of that. I think that's what I'm projecting forward in my mind, and that's why I'm calling them.
I like pups, but not when I'm playing against it, like in this case, because that was some scary pups.
Yeah, I mean, really just kind of help push over the line to get that victory. So Amaterasu does fall. And now we're going to have to see GameWith sending forward their next player. Trainer Ken gets to stay in the mix. Like you said, you mentioned it, G-Clef. The 3-peat, can he get the 3-2 record at the end of this?
Is it the opposite of Caster Curse?
Make his run all the way through. It's going to be Yuhiro coming through. Just lost his 1v1 against Manon. See how he fares against Trainer Ken.
No, he actually won against Manon. Because Brandy's
oh, you're right.
Yeah, Brandy's
right.
took the
Yes,
first
it was
2v2.
GameWith. They lost the first round.
Yes.
Yuhiro came through.
And that's
Clearly,
why he's here.
I'm making such a great impression my first time casting Clash Royale.
Everyone loves you. He's got to change the momentum here, but because that was the first, a very close game.
It's a brain fart moment. It's all right.
But Trainer Ken, seems like the hat is helping him a little bit too.
He's channeling that Korean power.
Maybe that was also the reason why they were able to defeat a lot of the Korean teams last weekend, but surprisingly, this season they have stepped up a lot, I'm not gonna lie. And that's just how much better they have been getting their synergy in 2v2s, all the deck choices, better plays. And certainly has been working out, we can see from the results.
Well, seems like we're primed and ready for that second round. Right now, Brenny's where it's going to be having the lead up 1-0. Two more. Seal the deal. Take the overall win. Let's see if they can get it as we jump into the arena.
Here we go.
All right, let's see it. The standoff yet again.
Trainer Ken has been using a lot of the same decks over and over when he plays. Yeah, not just talking about this season because he has only lost 2 games before today. In other tournaments as well.
Let's see if he's going to diversify here.
If he's going to wait this much, maybe the same lava.
Yeah, could just be running it again.
Yeah, lava balloon.
Or he's really curious about what Yuhiro's got. A slight advantage because he did get to see what Yuhiro was running in his 1v1 when he picked up that victory.
So it looks like collector band, so 3 Musketeer less of a chance.
We're just going to run this one down. Already a minute in, no one playing a single card. As I say that, oh, okay.
Okay, not the Night Witch, but
yeah.
the normal Witch.
Interesting. Already some changes coming through.
We have some setup onto the right side. Bowler is really slow. And against the Valkyrie, it's a good counter, but Valkyrie onto the right side. Inferno Tower. Drop.
Gets the lock on there onto the Valkyrie to burn that one down, but the Skeletons are going to be able to clean it up. That's pushing forward there onto the left, not going to get a whole lot of damage yet.
Witch actually doing somewhat of damage. Skeleton's not really a big deal, but Witch was standing all the time.
They knock it down a little bit.
And the Graveyard just countered by the poison, so he does have a very good tool to take out the Graveyard every single time.
It's not the most consequential exchanges here. Still going to be a trade up. We hear from Trainer Ken. Still the Archers, Inferno coming through here. We'll be entering into double elixir. That's where things should start getting a bit hectic. Bowler going to be thrown down onto the right side.
Inferno taking out the Inferno. Not a bad one. Bowler is actually used for defensive use most of the times.
Really nice split of the poison here. It's catching that tower as well as the Princess. Burning them down. Bowler will go ahead and look at the Skeleton. The Witch.
So both having the Graveyard poison as a win condition. See how they switch up the poison defensive or offensive use. So far, nothing used by Trainer Ken here as he wants to make his own attack with poison now.
Gonna get a couple hits in from the Bowler onto the towers. Making it too much. Into the back.
A lot of small units in this case, which doesn't really help Yuhiro too much. Inferno Tower locks onto one big unit, that will be the best thing. But there are so many skeletons, Inferno Tower does not really get the value.
Poison clears them
Inferno
up.
actually locks on.
Freeze comes in, that last card, clutch here from Yuhiro, but can he turn this one around? Bats getting several hits and knocking this one down almost at about 1,200, just shy of 13 here, as the Witch will fall. Another poison graveyard into that top left side, so not going to be seeing much happening up there.
That was a big moment. He did have to drop that freeze, which I think he wanted to have that for the perfect moment.
That was it. They've not gotten rid of that Inferno Dragon. Very well could have been looking at a loss, if not this is a significantly weaker tower.
There's that bowler against the Valkyrie, which is actually a very good one too, because it pushes out all the time. Defensive poison again. Not going to lend two skeleton hits about.
Maybe a little bit, that last little boulder rolling through. Slight bit of damage. Poison coming down into the bottom right, denying away those skeleton hits. The archer is also there as a bit of added backup. And we're just going to see the same thing in the top left. What happens if we draw?
Go to.
With both players?
We'll see. There's a freeze on with the skeleton.
Oh, you're right.
A few more.
So we have that many anything else really there to follow up on the damage.
But you can't really have your own poison. There's defensive and offensive poison because we are ticking down to the time clock. 1:30 left very soon.
Well, we are very much evened up.
Yeah, both poison was used.
Yeah.
So the graveyard with the freeze, this may be game.
Comes down, the skeleton's pushing forward. The bats are there. They need just a couple
94.
more hits. They're not gonna get it. 94 remaining.
So one more poison. We'll finish it.
Yeah,
but
just needs to cycle this one out.
He's a perfect defense in this one though.
Trying to play forward. All aggro here into the bottom right, just trying to weaken down that Princess Tower. Will knock into about 500. The poison comes in. Your hero will cycle that poison back through, picks up the win.
One good poison. You think you have one good poison to go into offensive mode, but once you don't have your own poison, spend against the graveyard. That was a moment. I think he was feeling the pressure that the game was going to be. He was on a loss. He had less tower HP on his own, and he knew that he had to change something in order to make it happen, which was actually the worst choice possible here.
Well, that's going to be Trainer Canley going 1-3 now. So he's able to put one win on the board, but it does come at the cost of another loss. So he'll find himself sitting back at the desk. So we wait to see who the second player from Bren Esports is going to be in this final gauntlet run.
Let's see. And we'll see if that deck actually continues. Of course, they can switch anytime, into any type of deck that he wants to. We have Jai. Whenever they needed a 1v1 player to finish the game, Jai was usually the one for Bren Esports. And he's back.
Oh, he's 2-2 in the 1v1s up front. King of the Hill, a losing record. He's going to try to neutralize that and bring it to a 2-2. Able to do it. So far, Yujiro, though, has been the one delivering the victories for GameWith. It's the 1v1 victory against Manon. Now looking to close things out here in King of the Hill.
He's the one that actually cycles a lot of the golden ones, which we did not see too many times from Bren Esports today. GameWith surprisingly using a lot of the heavy beatdown ones. And you can always see the atmosphere. Now GameWith, they try to enjoy playing the game coach, and Shun right next to him just trying to boost him. So they can have a good atmosphere going into game. Yujiro, he was able to change the momentum. Can he do the same once again? We'll have to see a little bit more because it's 1-1 tie.
Yep. All tied up. Let's see who takes the lead, moves at the match point. Hero looking for that back-to-back. Trying to advance into potentially a third and final game for himself. We'll see if he can do it.
Game number 3.
How long are we going to run down the clock this time?
Good question.
Not very long. Turns out it's 14 seconds. And then we're going to just see that wizard come out.
Ice Wizard.
Ice, of course, I should specify, because there is just a standard wizard.
And the electrical.
If anyone's doing that audio only, don't want to cause any confusion.
Yeah, if someone says, if you just said wizard.
Yeah.
A wizard was played. All of a cannon card. Going straight. Okay, not in range.
that tower locked on
Yeah,
to
but
burn
the
it down.
graveyard doing the actual damage. Look at the amount of skeletons.
I mean, the Princess Tower is just locked onto the cannon cart. The skeletons just rip it to pieces. Already, you hear
Look at
losing
that dumb bowler just walking slowly on the left side. Oh yeah, I don't care about what happens on the other side.
Jai's giving him the thumbs up. He's talking smack via emotes now. Oh dear,
that was a painful moment for you, Hero.
That was absolutely brutal to watch.
Still has 140, so anything can still happen, even though. Okay, there's a graveyard now from Yuhiro as well. Defensive poison. It's not going to be effective.
Denying that away. They'll get a couple hits in with the archer, I suppose, but no. Well, a couple swings, but you know the skeletons will be there to go ahead and help pick up the kills. So overall, just going to be getting just shy of 500 damage onto that tower. The bowler comes down again. So bizarre.
Notice how...
This is one of the last things that I was expecting to see today. Even when we were talking about potential cheese decks, bowler was not one of the things that occurred to me.
Very slow, but can come out. Did come out a few times, not too many, against Valkyrie especially, which she is in the meta so much. And that's the reason why you use her. They use her to counter her sometimes.
Sounds so doofy. This is looking very good for Jai still. With 35 seconds remaining on the clock. No significant damage really found here for Yuhiro.
Let's see what Yuhiro wants, how he wants to set up for his own attack.
I mean, he needs to get a very healthy bowler forward onto a tower.
Because that graveyard is getting countered by poison every single time.
Yep, okay.
Double bowler this
Double
time.
bowler,
Okay,
but
stacked up.
They're still so slow. Now they're turning over to try to deal with the cannon cart. The first one's going to get melted down, the next one dies, and that's just it.
And in the Princess range as well. So Jai off. He has his hands off the device. He knows that he has the win here. So win from Yuhiro will be stopped with Jai having some great offensive move with that graveyard.
Well, so far no one's been able to get 2 wins in a row. It's just been alternating. So Jai going to be coming in for a repeat to try to close things out in game 4. Deny that 5th and final round away. But man, Hero really trying to work with that bowler deck. It did not fly.
Once you deploy your card, you can't turn back. It just has to go to a lane unless it's moved by the tornado. Because once you drop it down, you can't change anything. You can't change the direction of your own units.
I mean, that cannon cart was just the perfect counter for it. And also just the perfect catch. Having that cannon cart get the aggro from the Princess Tower at the start is what led to that first tower going down in favor of Jai. Had the skeletons been targeted out, still could have possibly gotten it, but the skeletons would not have been as massive up. So really just sealed the deal there. So now going to be 2-1 in favor of Bren Esports as we get ready to move into what could be the final round. This is going to be match point for them if Jai can close out.
Yeah, and KK from GameWith will be here to stop that from happening. We may go to a full match here, having a maximum game of
3 rounds.
11 games.
3 rounds of 2v2, 3 rounds of 1v1. Why not 5 rounds of King of the Hill?
Hey, we do have the first place from each region. Might as well go to full match.
I mean, look at KK though here. His record is close to immaculate. Just the 1 loss in King of the Hill. Otherwise, looking fairly undefeated as far as 1v1 is concerned. So pressure is certainly going to be on here for Jai.
Yeah, from what I remember, when GameWith was not suffering, they were still really high up in the standings. But KK came in as a new player at the team in the middle of the season. And then he has been doing a lot of 1v1s, like a 1v1 specialist for the team.
Yeah.
And then suddenly they came up. They started to go up, rising again in the standings, and he's back. He's as a 3rd player on the King of the Hill for GameWith. Can they stop it and bring it to the final game? Or is it going to be Jai just finishing the entire match here? Let's get into game number 4.
Oh, already.
The barrel.
Aggro going to be dropped, so they still get quite a many swipes in onto that tower.
Seems like Jai only had an ice golem to actually stop those goblins.
That was played in. Poison going to get dropped down by Jai just to try to clear this out. Did a lot of damage. On the main one. And Goblin Gang to escort forward here. But the Ghost, he's got that AoE swing, so we'll just go ahead and clean him up pretty quickly.
Yeah, we'll actually get the charge onto him. So not a bad one. KK having the spell bait with the Prince this time. Super meta deck. But Jai does have the guard, so it seems like Prince will not actually do too much other than the defense in this game.
Decent value on the log. This Goblin Gang comes down forward, but a good amount of damage going to be offered up onto that bottom right tower, so 66 remaining. Your Goblins just going to be tossing away as we see that Inferno come through.
Rascal placed in the middle to take care of both at the same time. KK wants to bait out some, possibly a poison, but he has all his units. But I believe that Princess actually got a hit onto the tower.
Prince going to be dropped in forward. Drawing him back over towards the bridge. Guards come down. Make sure they're not going to get any charge in onto that tower. Miner in. Try to get some damage. Log will just clear out the shields.
Because KK, the reason why he's having those early logs is not really used too effective against the miner, but he wants to do damage, small chip damage, going for that really late game, making sure he does have that extra damage landing on the tower every single time. With this
forward.
Yeah, with this cheap cycle decks both sides, it's gonna tick down to the last final seconds of the game.
Gotta do the same thing here with the Prince forward, but the Miner's gonna be in the back, getting some swings in, so Goblin Gang to try to pick up the pieces there.
This
Deny that damage away with the poison. Yeah, it's gonna rip apart.
We'll get pretty nice value for Jai.
There's the Goblins into the back, but the log is there to clear them out. So no damage to be found onto that tower. KK operating at a loss at the moment as the Rascals come back down.
Real damage, Miner.
Into the back. The Prince to match it. Poison's ticking away.
Poison almost every single time. It's getting a big value. And predictive log, and actually guards right after great defense by Jai.
Yep, and you can see the log counter coming through. Jai really trying to close this one out. They just need that one final victory to take down KK. Give him a rare loss. Miner forward, Prince to match again.
Jai has a slight lead, but in this late game when we actually have this amount of pressure and one good barrel can just change everything in this game.
Opposite now, log pushing forward, answered. Jai clears it out. Inferno start pushing in. The Miner's there. They'll freeze it up. Goblin Gang in, but it's getting swings onto the tower.
Even the Rascals holding good one this time. No log actually in hand for Jai. Does not use it this time.
It's a couple hits, but still such a clear advantage. 500 up. As every time that Miner comes out, he's got to put the Prince down, but now you can see a nice push coming through for Jai.
He's waiting for the perfect moment. He does not. He does have the poison. Does not want to use it to actually bring down the tower because the time is ticking for his own game here. It's 7:14 to 11:26.
Push back onto the log. They managed to get rid of that Electro Wizard. Barrel into the back. Log coming down. Brings out the Goblins. Poison.
Yeah, this Princess on the left will actually get really good value. Can't really send anything right now for Jai.
Poison Miner, however, taking it lower and lower. 370 remaining. 2 more poison cycles and that tower will fall. KK, if he wants to tie this up, he needs to get that Princess Tower down.
Yeah, the barrel actually got a stab. I believe only 2 Goblins actually got a stab. The Electro Wizard to actually take down that Princess.
It's 1 poison. 1 more after this. 1 more cycle and they'll have it. The Miner goes into the back. Hits coming through. Freeze comes out. Prince going to be dropped in. 90 HP remaining on that now.
So log is not enough. He needs something else along with that log or even a poison
He just wants the log to deny away. The cycle's going to be coming through. He raises his hands in victory. That's going to be Jai closing it out.
And that's going to be the final game done. Bren Esports will take their first win of the weekend here.